Hey, welcome back to the channel. You can see I've already got my safety glasses on. This is not good. This may be the last time you see me alive. I got a little project going on here that's, well, it's not normal, okay? I probably don't even need to tell you that. For Pete's sake, roll the intro. For maybe the last time. That was dumb. That was dumb. Every tool's a hammer, unless it's a screwdriver, then it's a chisel.
We need a torch. Hate that nut.
We're not doing that. Because it ain't built till it's overbuilt. Don't force it. Get a bigger hammer. Every day's a school day. Okay, things have slowed down a bit. I've got a little time. I've decided I'm going to try to get some work done on my wife's food trailer. And I'm a little hung up on a detail, and I probably ought to just let it go, but I'm having trouble with it, okay? So right now I'm working on the frame for the serving window. And I should have brought some props. All of the old windows, if you watched the older videos, one where I did the open sign, I explained it, all the old windows have these lines around the frames. It's just the way they made them. So I've got these aluminum pieces that I had bent at a local fab shop, and these are going to go on, there's around the edge of the window. This will be like a frame, you know, and the hinge will go on top and whatever. But I really want to put those lines on here so it matches the rest. I really should just forget about it, but I'm having trouble with that right at the moment. So I got an idea. Some people would say a good one. It's not. It's a bad idea. It's a dangerous idea. Let me just back up a little. At my son's work, you saw in the video where we made the open sign, we were going to put these parts in the machine and just mill the little lines. The actual frame for the door, we did that on, and I'll show you that in a little bit when I get back down to the garage. Right now I'm in my basement lair down here. So the frame, that's kind of a complicated thing. Let me back up even further. If you're going to build a food truck, before you cut the opening in the side of the truck or trailer, go on the interwebs. There's places that make standard size serving windows, and you can just buy one. Would have been nice to know that before I cut the hole. But I didn't know it, and now I'm paying the price. So anyways, like I said, we did the door frame pieces, which came out really nice. And we tried to do these, but because of the shape that they are, when you try to hold them in a vise, they pop up, you know. They won't stay in the vise. So, yeah, we could have made all sorts of fixturing to hold them and stuff, but it's just not worth it for something I'm never going to do again, I hope. Because if I ever do this again, I will buy a serving window and make the hole to fit it. I may be dumb, but stuff gets through once in a while. That's the way to do it. So now I'm left with these. I'm going to make it work. Whether it has lines in it or not is the only question. So we tried using a table saw, which doesn't, some of you may know, doesn't leave a nice groove. Because the blades are ground a certain way to cut wood, because that's what they're made for, not to put little tiny grooves in metal, and it leaves this funky little shape in there. So that wasn't what I wanted. And so I kind of had given up on it, and then this morning, when I woke up, I realized last night I'd had a dream about a way to do this that might kill me. But it might work fine. There's potential. Let me just show you. Let me just bring you on in here and show you what I'm going to do. So my table saw has an extension on the table, And underneath it, I bolted the base of an old router. So the router can stick up through, and you can use the fence of the table saw can come over here, and you can do router things with whatever, with things. So I got thinking, I remembered that I had these little commutator saws. Now, I know this isn't a normal thing that normal people have, but I had a little stack of these, little tiny, they're like a little bitty saw blade, right? Now, normally you'd put this in a milling machine, and you could cut a little groove with it in metal. But this isn't normally, right? I can't hold these parts in the milling machine. Like I said, you can't put them in a vise. They just don't behave themselves. And I got thinking, do I have an arbor that I could put in the router, and I could set the fence up and just run the pieces through and put the little groove in using these? So I went down to the garage, and sure enough, I didn't. But then I thought, wait a minute, all I got to do is take an old bolt, cut it off, make an arbor. At the time, I had in the back of my mind, maybe I could use the milling machine still, which would have been a better idea, but I couldn't. I couldn't figure out a way to hold these, like I said. So I got thinking, what if we went with that? Just put it in the router. See, the thing is, routers only have one speed, crazy fast. And this thing is not, it's just an old bolt sawed off, you know? It's not really made for crazy fast. So, moral of the story, there's a pretty good chance when I start the router and it goes up to full router speed, what is that? It's got to be crazy fast. Like 30 million RPMs, okay? That this arbor is just going to bend at 90 degrees, spin there horrifyingly for a while until it breaks off and sends pieces of shrapnel in an undetermined direction. But I have my safety glasses on, and I'll hide behind the fence over here, so maybe it'll be fine. I don't have a great feeling about this one, but we're going to try it anyways. Safety briefing. I've got the router plugged into a lead cord and turned on. I'll go over there and plug the lead cord in on the other side of the room so that I can't get hit by the impending debris, because I wasn't keen on, bending down here and switching the router on with it right in my grill like that. So I'm doing safety things as usual. Of course, I couldn't use the fence like the normal way because there's nothing behind it, so I have to run it along a board. It's always good to add more degree of complexity to things that are bound to kill you. So I think I'm ready to give it a try. I've got the height set where I want it, and I've got it set to just scratch the surface, I hope. I don't have any extra of this, of course, so if I screw it up, I've really screwed it up. But, yeah, wish me luck. Okay, well that went horribly. Well, look at the bright side. At least it came out really bad too. That's one of those jobs, in hindsight, I wish I had never tried. I did manage to get one line down the part. It's not very deep. If I tried to make it deeper, it just melted. But it is scratched, and you can see it, and that's really all I needed. It's really just a visual thing, just for looks. So I'm going to quit right there. I'm not going to try the second line because the first one took forever. Terrible job. Kind of job to send you off for wobble pops before lunch. You know what I mean? But we persevered and we got them. At least they're groovy a little. I found that this makes a pretty good lubricant when you're cutting aluminum. That helped a lot. Switched it around so I was feeding in the other side of the cutter. That helped a lot. Still terrible. Had to stop and keep cleaning to melt the aluminum off the teeth. Try it again. Just to summarize, don't do that. Ever. Okay? Like I said, by the window, you're not going to save any money doing it yourself. Alright, now I got to cut the miters on the ends, get them all ready to go to the weld shop to have them turned into a big picture frame. That has got to go better than this did. Okay, I got them all miter cut on both ends. All cut to length. They all came out pretty good. I just held my speedy square on there and ran the jigsaw along them, but they look pretty nice. They're pretty close to 45 and the lengths are all good. So anyways, I got just, magical marker marks. And I'm just going to run down through here now and drill the holes. And then all I got to do is sand these clean and they'll be ready to go to the weld shop. All right, I got these guys all sanded, ready to go to the weld shop. This one, so this is the outer frame, just so you can understand what's happening here. These 4 pieces make up the frame that goes around the outside of this guy. Oh yeah, we got the glass in the cabinet, kind of cool. Anyway, they make up basically a picture frame that goes around that has a step. In that step, let me see. In that step will overlap these frames here, which all right, back up. These started out, the frame of the door started out as this H shape here of aluminum. Now these slots right here on both sides, they're big enough for a piece of 1/2-inch plywood to slide into, plus the thickness of the siding. So when I get the panel cut out here and painted and all that, I should be able to slide in the plywood and that panel into this door frame. But I couldn't just leave it like this all the way around because that would look dumb, right? So that's where it got a little complicated. So I removed one leg of that H on these guys, so that when the door closes, it overlaps. See what I mean? It overlaps on there, and I can put a little bit of weather stripping here and a little bit of weather stripping up here on the door, and it'll seal when it's closed. Then, to make it even more complicated, the top can't have that lip because it needs to hinge open. So the top piece is just the same stuff with 2 legs removed, so that when it's up here, it can hinge this way and not see how it would bind if it had that leg on there. So the top piece is just a U. All the other pieces are shaped like that, a lowercase h, I guess, rather than a capital H. And they will overlap that. So this thing is going to my cousin's weld shop to get the picture frame welded. The outside frame will be welded into a full square. And then I'm going to have him weld 2 seams on this so that I can get the top bolted to the hinge and 2 sides will be hanging, and then I can deal with getting the plywood figured out getting it slid in there, maybe, and then we weld it after. I don't know. We're going to talk about that. He's going to hate me so much. All right, here we are. Fast forwarded about a week and a half. So this is the door itself, the part that opens, and this is just 3 sides of the frame welded together. And you can see how it works out. Looks so nice with the little lines we cut in there. This was the one that was easy. This one over here, this is the other piece that I did earlier in the saw there. And you know, it ain't it ain't awesome, but it gets the point across. You can tell what I'm kind of going for is to match, you know, this detail here. And this is the original windows up here. They have these lines in them. That's all. It's completely aesthetics. So this frame is all welded and just temporarily screwed in place here. So the way it works is that frame goes inside this frame. I've already cut the piece of aluminum for the skin and the piece of plywood for the backing. Those are both going to slide in to this frame, into that groove, you know. Maybe. I don't know. Well, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, the next step is I gotta mark this guy out, and I gotta run it through the bead roller like I did on an earlier video when I made these panels, this one and this one, so I can, you know, copy the original skin on the camper. And then I got to get it up here and get it all marked out for the painting, because those panels were all just one color. These panels have 2 colors. They got the blue, they got the tan, plus these lines are just bare aluminum. When this is cleaned up, I think you'll see this will shine up a bit. It's just bare aluminum here and here. And then to make matters worse, there was a funky little thing. Oh, right here, this thing. This belongs somewhere in, well, how's it go? What? I don't even know what the heck it's supposed to look like. I think it goes, oh yeah, okay, down there. That makes sense. Yeah, it goes there, and then the tan goes up to there and goes straight across. Got it. So I think I'll try to redo this. Doesn't have to be perfect, obviously, because you can't look at both sides at the same time, but this is what's on the other side of the camper also. Okay, it's all marked out. It seems close enough-ish to lining up with the other lines. And my wife's on her way down to help me because it's kind of a little unruly to put in the bead roller. So I'm going to need some help. Yeah, I kind of got to watch your step.
No, I didn't wear my closed-toed shoes.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Well, at least you have your safety gloves.
Yeah, they got honeybees on them.
Of course they do. Now I'm putting.
Have glasses on?
No, I'm putting my glasses on, but only because they have bifocal readers, so I can see. We are barely gonna make it. I had to take a torch and cut this longer. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
This is exciting. Are you sure you're ready?
I think so. What do I gotta do? I gotta just walk with it?
Yeah, you just gotta support it. Whatever it takes to keep it from flopping around. It's harder than you think to go straight. Probably because I'm not very good at this.
had a small panic attack because I thought I was on the wrong side of the line.
What is this thing called?
What thing?
The machine thing.
It's a bead roller. Right now we're rolling a bead. In case you want to tell your friends.
Yeah, I don't think I should say something like that. I work at the school, might have a whole different meaning.
Yeah, who knows what it means.
Kids nowadays have a whole new language.
I know they do. Like yeet. And there's that whole, what's the one? What's the word that means everything? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. Greta would know it.
Yeah, my niece is yelling it at the screen right now.
Hmm.
That's not true. She never watches my videos.
Slay.
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 We're slaying these beads.
Yeah. And kids nowadays don't call cheese doodles cheesies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do they call them?
I don't know, but not cheesies, because they called them cheesies one day and they thought it was hilarious.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny the things that are funny. Do you know what this even is? Do you know what we're doing?
We're making it match the siding on the side of the camper.
Yeah, this is your serving window.
Yeah.
So you knew that?
Yeah.
You really listened to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Starting to get a little nervous though. Get decapitated, I guess, because we're running out of space.
It's, I mean, there are dangers. There are hazards involved. Did you want me to run through the safety protocols?
No.
Maybe we should do a job hazard analysis. My buddy Dave really likes those. Fill out a, what was the form he talks about all the time? I don't either. We ain't got them here. Sorry, Dave. See how it does what it does? The top wheel just mushes it into the rubber wheel.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 2 metal wheels. This is a Town Tinker Special.
Job done.
That's what the Town Tinker specializes in. See, if women don't find you handsome, so that I'll find you handy. I'm always supposed to be on my side of the line. My custom is to wait till the last one or two and do it wrong. So don't let me, okay? The thing about stuff like this is there's no eraser. If you do it wrong, you're just stuck with it. Wrong. If I start on the wrong side of the line, you're just gonna have a really ugly one. I'm sweating like a buffalo.
It's hot in here.
It's humid. 2 more, honey.
Can't see. Right side of the line?
Yeah. My side.
Okay.
Alright, so I got this thing paint prepped and I got it kinda, you know, she's taped up. I gotta throw all that video away because my language, it was poor, okay? My mother, she don't like it. She watches. So, you ain't gonna get to see that. You get to see this and that's it. So what I gotta do now is I gotta mask off just a line across the top and a line across here, and then somewhere in this area, I gotta get a little fancy. And I gotta do, you know, something like that. That line goes up and then a little line here, and it's great. It'll be great. Look at that. You can practically see it now, right? I think that's gonna work. I mean, you know where the blue tape is, there's gonna be no paint. Okay, and then, wait a minute. So it'll look like this when it's done. Keep watching. You watching? You're gonna see how perfectly aligned my tape is with the original pattern. Ready? It's perfect. You know what's great about it? You can't look at both sides of the camper at the same time. So definitely perfect enough. Okay, gotta tear it all apart, get it painted, get the plywood in there. Then we gotta go back to the weld shop because we gotta weld this bottom piece on. Gonna weld it with the plywood in it. That'll probably just catch on fire and just burn. It'll burn a lot. Burn the paint off. This is stupid. I don't know about this. I wonder about myself sometime. It'll be fine. Maybe. We'll find out together. All right, we're back from the weld shop, and there it is. It came out pretty nice. I'm gonna let me flip it over, show you the back side. All I got left to do now is get the hinge fastened to the top, and then I got to get some help to hold it up and get the hinge fastened to the top of the opening, and then it's done. Well, it'll be done enough for now. I still got to do latches and things, but we're gonna call it done. There we go. This is the back side. So we welded the corners of the frames up, and then we thought that's probably not quite enough considering it swings open and closed and it bumps down the road. So he just added little gussets in all four corners. That little bit of gusset with that much weld adds a whole lot of strength to that door. I'm confident that frame should stay together. So what I got to do now is just get this hinge screwed onto the edge here, and then I'll be ready to hoist it up into place. There, that's all screwed on. Now, I don't know if you could tell or if you care, but I kind of randomly used a sheet metal screw that's short, this guy right here. That just goes into the frame. Now, maybe into the plywood a little bit, but mostly just into the frame. So I drilled a smaller hole so that bites into the metal. And then all the other ones,
a longer screw, so I drilled a clearance hole for this body through the metal and then ran the long screw in so it's into the plywood. Why? I don't know. It just seemed like maybe it could be a good thing to do. Now probably I'm gonna find out you're supposed to do all sheet metal or all not. I never did this before, okay? All right, I gotta flag my wife down. She's mowing the lawn. Get her to come help me hold this thing up. I'll have to do a time lapse because it'd probably be bad words. Hey, you know that actually went a lot better than I thought it would. It's on there, and you know, the stripes line up. Yeah, okay, pretty okay, enough, goodish enough. And it's not quite closed, but it does close. I just got to get some clips from the hardware store to hold it shut on the inside, and you're good. We're good. I can check that off the list. Now I got to get this thing outside, finish up this roof. Just got to do the trim on the corners. Actually, no, got one last video. We got to try to scrub all this grime off here. It's the video I've been waiting for. Try to get the outside cleaned up, maybe even, dare say, polished a little bit. And then it'll be done. So a couple more videos, and I think this food truck is out of my shop, finally. Hey, thanks a lot for watching. I do appreciate your time. Make sure, if you haven't yet, you subscribe to the channel, you give me thumbs up, send me some comments. Got to do all the things, okay? But I got to keep moving on this project. I've got some momentum, we've got good weather, I got to get it done so my wife can use it for Thistle Day, our big community harvest festival, or whatever you want to call it. It's only a few weeks away, and I think I've got a chance of having this finished. Look out! My wife's mowing. So make sure you find and click the bell so that you get a notice when there's another video. Hopefully it'll be me sipping coffee in a cruller or something. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.